Hi Book Dragons, I'm back for day 18 of BookMas. So I am going to go over my winter TBR and my 5-star read predictions, books I think I'm going to love in the winter season. For me, winter is January to like March. We will see if I get all these accomplished. So I'm going to focus on 5 e-arcs that I still have access to, that I am most interested in reading, and if I know summaries I will go over them. If I don't, I will just show you a pretty picture. The first book I think I'm going to love is To Cage a God. It's coming out in February 2024. It's by Elizabeth May. Here is a pretty photo. For romantasy fans that like Fourth Wing and Shadowbone, this dark imperial-inspired romantic fantasy novel launches these monstrous gods trilogy of draconic gods, political revolutions, and deadly magical powers. So I'm excited for that one. It's probably going to be pretty long, so I'm going to have to like commit to it, but I do have to read it on my Kindle, which is good. I've heard rumors it's probably going to be a Fairy Loot pick, so I want to read it a little bit early if possible, and I'm excited for this one. The next book I want to read is Her Dark Wings. It actually came out in December. I didn't get around to it, but here is a pretty photo. This is a powerful reimagining of the Persephone myth. For fans of Lord Olympus, Melissa, two former friends split apart by betrayal, find themselves reunited in the underworld. But will either one make it out, or will the darkness that's growing in each of them consume them whole? Ooh, that sounds delightful. And I have read book by this author before. I think I have. If not, her books always sound really good, so I'm excited to dive into this one and hope I enjoy it. I know I have to read. I may read this at the tail end of 2023. We will see, but it's called Dungeons and Drama by Kirsty Boyce. It's coming out January in 2024, and this one comes to romance. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to play games. A fun YA rom-com full of fake dating hijinks. This cover is adorable. I am on a blog tour for it, so it will definitely get read. I just don't know if it's going to happen in the end of the year or the beginning of next year. But here's this pretty pink cover. And I really don't know anything about these next 2 books other than I really want to read these authors. I have read stuff by Rachel Hawkins before, and she's writing The Heiress. It comes out in January, and it is it's a twitchy new gothic suspense novel about an infamous heiress and the complicated inheritance she left behind, which sounds right up my alley. This comes out in January. I do have a New York. I really do want to read it. And then Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham. I have heard really good things about her other books. I just haven't got around to reading them myself. This one comes out in January, and it's a sharp, twisty exploration of female friendship from New York Times bestselling author. So hopefully I learned to like that one as well. And then I have a couple of other mystery arcs that I would love to get to, but I'm going to focus on those 2 mystery-wise. And now let's get into the arcs that I have that are coming out in early half of the year that I really want to read, and hopefully I like them. Again, my voice is shot, so I'm just gonna kind of keep this brief and to the point. A Drop of Venom is the young adult imprint of a Medusa retelling, which I'm so excited for, especially because I'm watching Percy and Medusa is coming, almost like Rick Riordan planned it. We will see, but I'm really excited for this one. This cover is stunning, and I've had this for so long, so about time I get around to it. To Gaze Upon Wicked God by Molly X. Chan, which is coming out in April. This cover is so pretty. She has the power over death. He has the power over her. When 2 empires strike, dangerous bargain. Will they end the war or ignite one? Ooh, this cover is so pretty. I really hope I love it because I love this cover. Also, A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen, Saga of the Unfated Book 1. I have no idea what this is about. It's a shield maiden blessed by God's battle to win United Nation under the power of a hungry king while fighting her growing desire for his fiery son in this Norse-inspired fantasy romance. And I have read her other books, so I do hope I like this one, and I feel better starting on a new series. I do want to go back and read The Bridge Kingdom, but this book I hope to read first, and it was perfect for February, which is going to be Fantasy Romance Month. Hopefully. I also have an arc of The Frame by Gwenda Bond, and this I got in that game, but it's a magically gifted con artist must gather her estranged mother's old crew for a once-in-a-lifetime heist. So I'm excited. Comes out in February, and there's a dog on the cover. You had me. Also, Once a Queen by Sarah Arthur is also coming out. And this is a mysterious manor house hides the keys to a shocking family secrets. And I think her grandmother is like a queen in like another world. That sounds right up my alley. Also, it's going to be the year of Morgan Matson. We're getting like 2 books from her. One is Enchanted, and this is like 2 modern tales, 1 classic fairy tale, absolutely no cell phone service. And I really want to read this. I haven't ever read one of the Disney like themed books, but I want to read this because I love Morgan Matson and I'm hoping I enjoy it. And then these 3 are books that I busted my butt to get in New York City Comic Con, so I really do want to read it. The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Lee. I don't know what this book's about, to be very, very honest, but the cover is so, so pretty. And it says, for fans of these violent delights and wonder, or cinder. And it's a Vietnam-inspired fantasy world. Such a pretty cover. With A Little Luck, which is the companion book to her other book. Oh, I don't know the name, but Instant Karma, I think. So I want to read this one. And also Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faizal. I struggled with her other book, but this one sounds a little bit more up my alley. And I hope I love it. I really, really do. I don't know what it's about, but the cover is so, so pretty. And now let's get into the books like on my various lists or just that I think would be perfect for winter. Let's get into those. It's just a random assortment of books that I've kind of pulled off my TBR from my various lists and just books that for some reason scream winter to me. I don't know. They just scream winter. Foxglove King by Hannah Wooden. I know the sequel's coming out. I've heard some pretty mixed things about this, but I'm excited to dive in. Tell Me What Really Happened by Chelsea Sadati is probably going to be an audiobook because it is a mystery thriller, but I do want to read it. I got this at New York City Comic Con a couple of years ago, so I do finally want to get around to it. It came out in 2023. I have no excuse. But it's written in like a document setting. Venko by Cherry Demillier is a witchy novel, so I want to try to read this one as well, and I got it for $10 at Barnes & Noble. The Stars We Steal was on one of my lists. I think it was on my self-destruct TBR, and this is like an Anastasia-esque science fiction retelling, and I have read Alexa Don's murder mysteries and have enjoyed them. The Midnight Girl by Alicia Jiskia is a winter-themed novel, and I've put it on so many TBRs and it hasn't gotten read. Maybe this will be the year. Well, it has to because it's gonna self-destruct. 10,000 Kisses by Olivia Atwater is another audiobook I would love to listen to. I tend to like to listen to my historicals, and this series is just fun and cute. I really did like Half a Soul when I read it. Dreams and Destiny by Sanaya Mignon. I might try to get the audio one for this one. This is the final book in the Rosetta Academy series, and I don't even know who this follows. It calls Daphne, I think. So, excited for this. It just came out in September. Walk the Wild with Me by Rachel Atwood. I actually do have an audio copy of this because it was in the Audible Plus category, and I would like to read it. So, and it gives me cozy fantasy vibes as well. Also, Claws and Contrivances by Stephanie Burgess. I actually did kickstart this, so I am going to get the audiobook, but I'm so excited for Rose and the man we met, like the scholar, to get their romance, so I hopefully get to get the audio soon. If not, I'll just read it physically. But I love the other one. Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. I want to read this so I can dive into Fragile Threads of Power, and it just didn't happen in December, unfortunately. Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winston. I want to read this because I had mixed results. I did not like In My Dreams to Hold a Knife, but I loved The Last Housewife, so I'm curious where I will wind up for this one as well. And a romance, Do I Know You by Emily Weberly and Austin Sigmund Broca, a second chance romance set at a beachy environment where they kind of pretend to be not dating to kind of get the spark back in their love life. I'm excited. The Late Miss Willoughby by Claudia Gray. I want to listen to the audiobook for this one because I did really, really like book one, but I just would like to listen to the audiobook, but this is like a murder mystery as well. with Regency vibes. And my last book is Flower Heart by Catherine Bankswell, which is another cozy fantasy. Very, very quick. And I think it has Friends to More trope. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you tend to read in the winter? I would love to know, and I'll talk to you guys soon for another video. Bye, Book Dragons.